Good morning. Here we are again. We practiced, we got some ideas on that. Now we're going to get down to business. Or as my grandmother would say, and I didn't really ever understand the meaning of it, we're going to get down to brass tacks. So, I see in my mind how I want to paint the background on this. Let's get the monster out of the way. And I want to take this off here. This was to show you. I want to take this off here. And be careful with this knife, Carol. Yes. And it can be retacked right in those holes. Just have to get it pried up a little bit. This is my studio knife, and believe it or not, I use it more as a pry bar than anything else. But I kind of see what I want to do here, or what the very background is going to be to get rid of the canvas color. So I have in my mind the first layer. Come on, come on. There we go. I, of course, could get up and go in to the drawer in the kitchen that has the tools and things. See, this one's just going to be obnoxious. Well, there's more than one way here. There we go. I'll use this side. The sharp edge. This is about as sharp as, I don't know, it probably would cut butter, but that would be about it. It's all burred and used and messed with. Come on. Another one. There you go. You moved. That means you're giving up the ghost. There. 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 And you can go up out of harm's way. And here we go. I'll put this over here. And I always label the top, because there are some times where it makes a difference. So now I have this gone. I have my palette. I have 3 colors. I have Americana, Mississippi Mud. Love that color, but I don't want it that dark. So here's a little Ceram Coat White, and you know, my very favorite soft cornflower, my sky color. I just love this, and this is going to take the edge off of this without particularly coloring it. So, first things first. Down here. And yes, this is a lot of process. Yes, it is. To get to slow stitching. But it's going to be so much fun when I get there. Over here, here, here. And now I'm going to is this long enough? Oh, just. I don't want this to go off the edge. So I'm going to go right along my basting stitches. I do hope that you had a pleasant weekend. I did. I always take Sunday as a day of rest, literally, which means I bought myself a new book. My goodness, the price of hardcover books. But I just had to have it because I love Abraham Lincoln, and so I'm going to have a 600-page Abraham Lincoln orgy. Now, and I did this, I worked on this. I found this in my trolling, and it had stitch here. Oh goodness, I don't believe in all my 50 years of needlepoint, at least, well, maybe I'm exaggerating, maybe 45, of ripping out, and oh my gosh, it was something, and I still have to rip this out, but my mother loved crazy quilts, and she did a stitchery for me that was the last hurrah for her before she got macular degeneration at early 80s, and I inherited it. I love to crazy quilt. I also used crazy quilt as background for some of my Halloween canvases that I told you about. So I worked on that yesterday, and I just have this little bit before it's I can declare it finished. And then I'm going to think about it, because I thought it might be a fun share with you to show you some interesting stitches. So, okay, now let's get going with the soft corn flour. It's going all over it. And as we learned yesterday, I'm sorry, the last time we were together, we need to tap, tap, tap and not have a lot of soaky acrylic on there. So let's just do this. And I want it mottled. Don't want it to look like I took a brush and painted the thing. I'm hoping you're able to see some of the canvas peeking through. Did I get a little crazy with that? Do I need to? Yes, I need to take care of that right now. And I thought I kept my pin handy. I guess I didn't. Hiding? No. Let's see where I was here. Oh, okay, it blew. It cleared. It cleared. I have a fortune in eyeglasses, and the ones that work the best are the ones from Dollar Tree. There. I'm going to keep this here in case I get heavy-handed again. Tap, 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 Carol. Got to check to be sure that oh, there you are. Not happening. That might be. Nope, all gone. Okay. And let me show you what we have here. Okay, do you see the effect? Whoop. I know that you're wondering how in God's name do I see this? Well, after decades of looking at this canvas, okay, that's not too many and not too bad. Going to keep that pin up here somewhere because you know we're going to need it again. So, okay, first step. Let's let this dry a bit, and then I'm going to go to clean the sponge. A little. There is something quite simple. Not going to come on, come on, come on. is the best. And it's not Ceramcoat. Sometimes a girl has to bite the bullet. Well, gracious. There we go. Let's move this over. I think just a little bit more mud. On one drop, that's all we need here, I think. One more. Bubble here. Let's make sure. Okay. Let's have a little paper clean up here. Just pretty good. Well, what am I going to do? Oh yes, I know. Okay. What I want is a stripe here and a stripe here. That will leave us 4 quadrants, or we'll cover them up. The best way to do this is to do it this way. This is a little bit of a cheat, but am I going down the thread? That's the good, one of the good points of needlepoint canvas. Yes, it's absolutely straight because it's down the thread. Now, how wide do we want it? Oh, good, you're close up. How wide do we want it? Well, we want it to be there. Do we want it like that? Yeah. No, we don't want that kind of doings here at all. Now, there. Okay. Mississippi mud, here we go. Fingers crossed that this is going to look the way I see it. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Okay. This, of course, when we get to slow stitching, might be quite covered. It might only be little bits of it showing, but that's fine. Now, here. All right. This side first, Carol. This is going to be the top. And then we have the space. We don't have much space there. Let's do it right here. That's the one that's calling my name. Up, 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 over, over, over. Whoa. Wait, no. This is absolutely necessary to talk to yourself. And there you are. Let me get you. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 threads. And remember, in needlepoint, we count threads always. The holes are just there to stick a needle in. They count for nothing. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't get past 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop and relax, Carol. 5, 6, 7, 8. It has to be under that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is just me. Nobody has to be this crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's right there. It's one up, silly. It's that one. Right there. Okay. Down she goes. Okay. Now, this is fun for me, and I hope that you would see it that way, but I certainly understand if you don't. You're questioning my sanity on certain bits here. Now, we'll clean the sponge and think about where we are. and here. Okay. I'm suddenly getting a call for one of my stamped flowers. Or part of one. Let me get some of this back. Because I want it to be here. I want it to be there. And come on, there's another piece stuck in the plastic bag inside my garbage can. Okay. No, you're not going to come out. Yes, you are. There you go. Let's have a little piece of thread and garbage bag while we're at it. But that should give me what I want, hopefully. And of course, there's always that. I'm going to go to my stamps. First, I'm going to have a sip of water. Yesterday, we were in here. These are my favorites. This is my absolute, if the house burns down, I'm running and grabbing this stamp. Just as going to be. No, don't want those. That was... Yes, that was yesterday. Let's have another one. Because there are some here. Oh. Wouldn't that just be? Okay, put this up here out of the way. And let's see what we have now. This out of the way so that nothing terrible happens. There. It's very hard for me. This flower is definitely, this is right side. I have obviously a little problem with dealing with that. So all I'm going to get is this. All we're going to get is this and this. Okay. This is not going to help me. So I'll stop being silly. because I might want more of it. Yes. Let's have more of it. I don't know why, but that's what I saw. Now, yesterday we used VersaFine. We used the VersaFine Onyx Black. This is vintage sepia. This is my favorite, but it's too light. That's charcoal black. And this is rich cocoa. Test time. Quickly dries on most papers, dry stamped. It's water resistant. That's all we need is resistant. We don't need a pledge. We only have to wet half of it. No sense in anything else right now because I'll clean the stamp before we use this. Okay, oh, that's pretty. That would work quite well there. All right, so that's a possibility. Let's see about vintage sepia. Okay. Oh my goodness. Question is, which one do we want here? Okay. Too yellow. Okay, these go out of the way for a moment. And alcohol, which I use on everything, including my hands when I get some paint on them. Let's give this one a nice clean. And look at the color it becomes. I promise that I haven't used a color like that. I imagine that might be the color in the vintage sepia. Yes. Okay. Now, how are we going to place this? We're going to use a lot of it. And I'm going to cheat. always find that I get the best result when I do this with my fingers. I have no idea why. So, oh my. Let's hope. Well, it gives me a place to work. It definitely does give me a place to work. Alrighty. Clean up time. And let me put that in there, that in here. Okay. Now I'm just dying to do a little stitching. So what I'm going to do the centers here. At least we'll get the centers in. And then we can plan the other things that we're going to add. It might end up getting covered up. That's fine. But I know that I'll be happiest. All right, let's not overdo here. Okay. And down. So this is what we have accomplished today. Now, the next time we're going to have to pick some fabrics and lace to add to this. But first, back to this. And this for top, I don't know, but it's something I do. No. Oh, yes. Let's stop being silly, Carol. Two. Oh, you came out. See? I knew. I knew you were up to no good. Let's take time because you're anxious. I'm anxious to play with a needle. Nope, down that way more. So we'll have greatest bang for my buck here. Now, reset. All right, we're about, nope, this isn't making me happy. I have a buckle here. And my fingertips are telling me that this is not its favorite thing. That's better. And here. You give the center of the row the good pull, which makes it nice and taut. And opposite. Staples, regular tacks do just the exact same thing. This is only years of needlepoint. Okay, put it on mute for a minute. Okay, put this here and raise it a little bit. I want you to be able to see, so I'm going to do it this way. And then, there. That should work. I'm going to go to my stack of drawers and get out yellow. We'll put a little bit of yellow in there just so that I can feel stitching again. Whoops. Let's get this back on. There. I'll be right back. Well, here are my yellows, and here is my variegated go-to DMC 4075. It's variegated, it's not too bright, it's not too orangey, but this is also very pretty. But we'll just start with some of these. So, as you see, I have a whole stack of these drawers done by color. I'm going to have to drag the stack out of the closet in the hall and bring it into the studio because I'm going to be at it. So, this piece happens to have 4 strands, and if you want the most prettiness from your ordinary DMC embroidery floss can be made to look almost silky if you strip your threads. In other words, this is 4 pieces, so 4 pieces come out and 4 pieces are going to go back in the needle. But because I've done this to it, this has a lot of potential. I'll be talking to you more about that as we go along. I'll show you what DMC can do. All right, we want the edges fairly close. Now, do you see how they are willing to lay down next to each other? Do you see the part over my finger? It almost looks like satin. And it can be run into your needlepoint canvas and look like that. The only way you can do it is to strip. And I do it all the time because I think the threads, even though this is going to be French knots in here, I think they look better. Anything looks better that's been stripped. Now, needle, large eye. Bet I can even use this eye. No, not quite, but there are needles that will take that. Here's where I have to ask you to be patient. There. Of course, you're never supposed to do what I just did, and it will remain a secret that we will take to the grave. To the grave. Okay. And a nice hefty knot. Okay, and then let's do it again. There, a double hefty knot right there. So this is the okay, and I think I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 loose ones, and you go over a thread. You don't go down in the same hole, because that way nothing can happen. Let's do another one right close next to it. One, two, three. over a thread in any direction, no particular direction, no rules for French knots. That's the glory of French knots. And you can also see the, putting my third one in here, you can also see the value of doing it on a frame, because you can have one hand down and one hand up, and you can work so much faster. Because you just find the hole, the thread go. The only good reason for the hole on this canvas is to get, is to be a place for. Now, do you see what we are developing? Quite a nice little center for this flower, which is nicely raised. I'm starting to wonder if we shouldn't do something there too. Well, why not? We'll get to that. And we can get right between, pick a hole right between. There it is. Okay. I'm being picky. I want a particular hole for this one. Yeah, I'll use that one. Oops, and see what happened? Ha ha ha. French knot came out because I went in the same hole. So, back in it goes. And let's go over here then, if it's going to be that way about it. Now, 1, 2, 3. That's over a hole. Knot back down in the same one. We can jump down here, why not? Oops. Dropped my needle. Well, this seems to be working out better for my fingers than I thought it would, and I think it's just thanks to my little wheelchair here. Nothing wrong with a wheelchair. They can be your best friend. I found out that during chemo that a walker was my best friend. I had one with those little seat jobbies in it, and it helped get me through. And I'm going to show you this very close up. The thread is getting darker, it's variegating. And I'm going to come over here and lay that down there. And then, in fact, I'm going to get this close and do one more for you. I apologize. I wasn't close enough, but I won't let that happen again. Let's take this out, back down in the hole. Where are you, hole? Okay, come on. This is not a time to be a pill. Down we go. Same hole. There. Okay. Let's start right here. And the more you use a frame, the more you get to be able to find what you're looking for on the back just as easily as the front. Okay, so here we go. If I go back in there, we lose it. So I can go up close in the nest. I can come over this way and bring it out further. I want this nest to be really three-dimensional, so I'm going over there. And there we go. Last one, Go back over here. Okay, come on, Carol. There we go. Let's see what we have going here. Do we want it to be really close and stack it up? I think so. And then I'm going to go over that one above it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go there. So, French knots for our first trip out. I do hope that you have enjoyed the process. We have a million things to think about and plan. I'm going to go and get out my ecru and white lace boxes to see if we want to what we want to do on that. And then there's these to think about. Do we want to embellish them at all? I mean, we could just do plain needlepoint and cover that completely with a thread. So many things that we can do. Let's get in even closer so that you can see. And then we have all of these lazy daisies. Different sizes. We can put them any place we want them because it gives us an idea of where we are. If it was darker, we'd have to be more careful if we'd use that black that we used yesterday. Where is it? If we had used that black, oops, sorry, that we used yesterday, we would absolutely have to be very careful to cover. In this situation, either this lighter one from yesterday or this one, we can feel free. We can use it as a guide. So, I hope you have enjoyed this morning, our visit. I hope you're seeing some joy in needlepoint. And slow stitching hasn't started yet, really. But we've tried making our backgrounds and a design of sorts on needlepoint canvas and then slow stitching on top. I'm starting to see this as a feast of flowers, but I want to use a nice chunky lace on here and attach that and see what happens, because that will give us a dimension. Oh, I could go on and on. Thank you for joining me today. I would appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, I do answer them, and I would appreciate your subscribing to my channel. Bye now. Well, I guess I'm not gone yet. I opened my 2 closest lace boxes, and now I'm in a quandary. Here's one lace box and another one. And those are the ones that stay close to me here at my workstation. Let's do this. I'm not happy with the way these scissors are working. And I really can't make up my mind whether it should be white or beige. just can't decide whether white looks better as we are at this entire look so far, or this. I'll do it like they do it in the eye doctor's office. That, or that. Now this is going to be on the cover, hopefully on the cover of someone's journal. Now, oh my. I'm going to leave it just like this, and I would appreciate you letting me know what you think, whether I ought to go with ecru or white. Is white a little too strong? But we could always stitch color into these petals, because look at how open they are and look at how ready they are for embroidery fun here. You go back in your spot, and I'll wait to hear from you, and I'll give it a think. See, each one of this one really wouldn't need any, well, it would have to be on the canvas, wouldn't it, Carol? Any additions? This could be played with and made into something I don't know right now. Bye now, and I mean it this time.